Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to a very fun stream today. We have been brainstorming our Wretched Tropics hex crawl region for like almost 3 weeks straight. We did 7 whole episodes to get all 12 hexes brainstormed. So today, I told you we would do something different. And here I am delivering with a solo dungeon delve using the Dark Fort rules from Marc. So here's kind of our layout here. In a moment, we'll kind of go over the rules and talk about how this is actually going to work. But first, let's welcome our brothers and sisters in the chat here. What's up, 55 on Tuesday? Good to see you. Thanks for lighting your candle. Samael, welcome. Kenneth, good to see you. Happy to have all of you hanging out with me here in the chat. It means a lot. And also, just on the note of we've been spending a lot of time brainstorming the Wretched Tropics, thank you all for your ideas. I started my campaign, my Wednesday night campaign, obviously 2 nights ago, based in the Wretched Tropics. And it was very fun. It was a great start to the campaign. The party was being sent to this location as part of a holy pilgrimage. They were on a mission to go resettle the tropics. So their boat was kind of sailing down into one of the, oh my gosh, Gulf or Bay? I can never remember. I think it's a bay. But sailing down into a bay, and they passed by the steaming spire. Is that what we called it? I can't remember without the map right in front of me, but the volcano we designed that had a bunch of steam and boiling rain all around it, and as they sailed a little too close, they passed through some of this steam and were attacked by a bunch of steam elementals. And so not only was there that fight, but I had an elemental hazard where at the end of every round, I had them roll a d4, and on a 4, the boat would sail through a sheet of boiling hot steam, and anybody up on the main deck had to make a save or they'd take some fire damage. And it ended up having this really funny scenario where one of the characters was standing right up at the stairwell that would go from the main deck to the lower deck, and they'd cast a spell, and then they'd run down to the bottom of the stairs and wait for the steam to pass, and then they'd run up and cast a spell. It was very, very fun. One of the guards that was kind of accompanying this pilgrimage died in the fight, so there was like a mournful scene where the characters kind of helped prepare that body to be buried when they arrived at the shore of the beach, where they were kind of being told there was an old abandoned settlement that they were going to go claim as their own. And they arrived, the boat anchored down, and the guards were sent ahead to go investigate, kind of clear the beach. Of course, they're the guards, they're not as strong as the characters, so not long after, the characters are told by the bishop who's sort of leading this whole deal that the guards haven't come back. I'm worried about them. I need you guys to go figure out what's going on. And the characters found that the guards had been kidnapped or captured by some Kuatoa who were preparing to offer them up to something. And that's where the session ended. So the characters next week are going to find out what was happening with this Kuatoa. What are they preparing to do with these captured guards? So it was a really, really good time. And yeah, I wanted to share that all with you. But hey, what's up, Noble Knight? Good morning. And Twice Dead Mage. Yeah, long time no see indeed. Very happy to see you, man. Appreciate you being in the chat. Well, folks, we got enough of y'all here hanging out with me now. Why don't we jump into this, yeah? Hold on, let me pop out my chat so I can have that in a little window. And then, sorry, one sec. Okay, cool. We're looking good. Okay. Oh, and Mother Doom. Aw, my sweetest Mother Doom. Hello, love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes, so, Dark Fort. Here's how this is going to work. It is a very simple solo set of rules. We're going to begin here in just a moment by rolling up our characters. So we'll brainstorm a brief little backstory. We'll figure out why we're here at this dungeon. We'll roll up our equipment. And then basically the play sequence is pretty straightforward. You enter a room, you roll an encounter to see what's in the room using this D6 table. If there's a fight, you play out the fight, you collect some treasure, you collect your points, and then you move to the next room. It really is just a roguelite, kind of a roguelite game. And if we die, we'll roll up another character and we'll start over. I do have a goal going in the chat that y'all can see. If we get 5 super chats within the next, I think I have it set for an hour, should be for an hour, then we will do this again tomorrow, which I think would be a lot of fun because I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a good time. So with all that said, we got to talk about super chat, talk about what's going on, kind of the layout. Let's just jump into this, yeah? So here's how we create our character. Your name is Kargunt. We're going to make up our own name, but you begin with 15 hit points and 15 plus D6 silver. You may carry unlimited items, and then we get to roll a d4 to see what weapon we have, and we get to roll a d4 to see what extra piece of equipment we have. So let's roll up our d6 to see how much silver we're working with. 15 plus 3. 18 silver over here. Okay. Now we got to roll 2d4s. We'll roll our first one, see what weapon we have. A 1. We have a warhammer that does d6 damage. Sweet. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's do that works. Make that a little bigger. Oh. Okay, we've got our warhammer. Then we need to roll another d4 to see what little extra piece of gear we get. Ooh, okay, we have a... So it was really hoping we'd get the armor, honestly. But we could have done an armor, a potion. We get a scroll, or we could have gotten a cloak of invisibility. So the scroll will summon a weak demon. And there's a little note. This was just a copy or a screenshot off of the rules online. But the demon will help us... You can maybe read that. The demon will help us fight for d4 fights, dealing d4 damage each time. Let's note that down. We have a scroll, and it will summon... Whoa, that's huge. Let's, what the heck? There we go. Let's shrink that down. Okay, we've got our scroll. Does it have a certain number of uses? Does it say? No, okay. I'm guessing we just have, like, one use of that scroll then. So let's mark that down as well. And while I'm doing this, let's start getting some ideas in chat. Who is this character? What are they? What's their name? What's the dungeon we're going to be exploring? We need a theme for this for sure. So far, all we know about ourselves is we have a warhammer, and we have a scroll that'll summon a demon. So what could we do? What would be a fun theme for this martyr? Maybe we're some sort of inquisitor being sent to purge a crypt of demons or something, and we have this like captive one we can use to fight. We could do something in a totally different direction. We could be a maybe like an archaeologist delving down into a pyramid. We could have like some mummies and things, because whatever we roll on these tables, like if we roll the pit trap, we can reflavor it to be whatever we want. And these monsters, we can reflavor them to also be whatever we want. So we can take this in any direction. But an archaeologist could be cool. We'll do a little poll here after we get a couple ideas. Let's see. Noble Knight says, I've never played this system before. I'm excited. Twisted Mage says it can get a little repetitive, but I've heard that. We're going to see how this goes. I think the repetitiveness probably comes from if you literally just play it exactly how it is, like, all right, let's roll our what monster are we fighting? Oh, another blood-drenched skeleton. Okay, well, that's the 15th one I fought. Oh, this room is just it's a irregular cave with a pit trap. That's the 15th pit trap I've encountered. Like, that would be super boring and repetitive. But honestly, D&D can be super boring and repetitive if you don't inject flavor into it. So, that's going to be our goal here, right? Make it super interesting. What's up, Marc? Good to see you. Good to see you. Twisted Mage says, a foolish knight in search of glory, shamed by their family for dabbling in demon summoning. That's cool. Okay, here, I'm going to start typing up our poll. We are a ... I'm going to throw on the Inquisitor, or the Archaeologist idea. Archaeologist, plundering, or looting an ancient pyramid. We are a knight shamed for demon summoning. Cool. What other ideas we got? Marc says maybe we're invading a beachhead of angels. Oh, we're here to kill angels? Dang. I mean, we could go. We could certainly be a heretic. Why not? Sure. We're a heretic purging an angelic temple. One more idea. Who else has got an idea? Archaeologist looting a pyramid, a knight shamed for demon conjuring, a heretic purging an angelic temple. What's one that I got? We could be maybe some sort of rogue or a wizard. I guess we're not really. We do have a scroll. We could be a wizard. Ooh, what about a wizard trying to claim their tower? That's cool. All right, let's run that poll. What do we want to do? We are either an archaeologist looting a mummy lord's pyramid. We are a foolish knight shamed for dabbling in demonic magics, and we're kind of here trying to redeem ourselves. We're a heretic, so an evil character, purging an angelic temple, or we are a young wizard who is here to try and claim their own tower. And that'd be cool, because now we're going to be going up vertically. It'd be interesting to see how we sort of draw that out on the map. While you vote in that, let's double check. So let's see. So we still need to do our name, but we got our hit points. We did our silver. We rolled up our 2 items. Underline weapons, add +1 on attack rolls, but not damage. Okay, so that doesn't apply to our Warhammer. We'll need to roll up our entrance room, but we'll do that after we figure out our character. We should be good. It really is a pretty simple rule set. Okay, so far we've got... Everybody's wanting to go with that wizard. Okay. Well, yeah. It's pretty much blowing everybody else out of the water, 50% of the votes. And it's been a minute. We'll end that poll. We are going to be a wizard. Let's copy that down real quick. So we'll give our name, but we are a wizard here to claim our tower. Come on. Cool. So now, start brainstorming ideas. What is this tower? What's the theme of it? Because if we're going to reflavor our ideas for the monsters and the traps and the different rooms in here, we're going to need to have a theme. So it's got to be some sort of ancient tower that maybe it belonged to a wizard previously, or maybe it's something completely different, and we're here to get it for ourselves. What do I want our name to be? Anybody got an idea? Marc had dropped an idea of a name, Raranus. Yeah, oh boy. That's a callback to the Tuesday campaign that Marc's in, where they accidentally summoned a horned demon named Raranus aboard the Ark. Oops. What else? What other names could we do? What would be a fun wizard name? Gur. I want something weird and occult sounding. Gursha. Or Neznia. Something kind of occulty sounding could be cool. Oh boy, Kenneth. We could do Nijara. I kind of like that. Nijara. You are Nijara, a wizard here to claim our tower. The theme of the tower is what? Maybe Noble Knight says maybe it's an ancient church that's been claimed by demons. Marc said it's a tower that used to be a temple to a many-horned god. Little was it known that this is a profane temple to Taurus. Ooh, another reference to, going with the Taurus idea could be kind of cool. While you guys are brainstorming some ideas, I'll give you another insight into the players, the martyrs of my Tuesday campaign, were sneaking through a cult's hideout, the cult of the Horned Demon. And as they were trying to sneak through, they were realizing, like, we're probably going to get caught. Like, there's a lot of rooms to explore. We're pretty committed. If we turn back, we might get discovered. And then they heard a voice call out to them. Of course, it was a demonic voice. This was Raranus, and he called out to them from this trophy room, and they went in there and found a bunch of demon horn skulls, sort of ancient demons that this cult had conjured in the past. And the demon said, there is a ritual being performed in a room over. If you take my horn and plunge it into that portal, that is the only favor I ask of you, and if you do that, I will conceal your movements. They will never find you as you move through this temple. And the party, shockingly, I was a little surprised. They agreed. They're like, you got it. They take the horn. The demon basically casts Pass Without Trace on them. They send the little halfling rogue into the ritual room, and he stabs the horn into the back of this portal. He kind of snuck around this big teleporter idol thing. And what this did was... the demon Raranus sort of used the portal to pull his soul back out of hell and start to come aboard the Ark. And so the party accidentally summoned this level 10 demon, and they were like level 1 when this all happened. And the demon Raranus serves a higher lord of hell named Taurus, the thousand-horned bull. And the lore about him, what the cult believes he wants to do is they want to affix the Ark using ancient magical chains to Taurus's 1,000 horns, and he will pull them to the new world. That's at least what they think he'll do. Of course, what the demon lord will actually do is not that at all. But anyways, that's just the lore there. We could go with the Taurus temple, or Samael said maybe it's some sort of laboratory. The wizard uses himself as a test subject and developed complications. Oh, the former wizard. That's cool. We'll do another poll. Let me start writing this up. The tower is ... an ancient cult temple to the 1,000... Oh, a temple to the horned demon. I can only type. There's a pretty limited character count, so some of these have to be abbreviated. But okay, so it's a temple to the horned demon. It is a former wizard's laboratory, or how about we do a crazed wizard's laboratory? Because yeah, I think we'll find all sort of mutant creatures in there if that's what we go with. It could be a what other ideas did we get? Hold on. We could do an alchemist storage area. The cage is broken, horrors unleashed. Ooh, an alchemist storage area. That's kind of interesting. Or maybe, oh, wait, did I just enter the... No, we're good. Could be a place of great magical energy that is highly coveted by almost everyone, so our wizard is going to have to fight his way through them to earn the right to claim it. Oh, that'd be funny. There's a bunch of other wizards who are showing up here. Ooh, yeah, what if it was our former master's tower? Other students... Oh, I can't fit that in. Okay, so it is our former Wizard Master's Tower, and there's a bunch of other acolytes coming to claim it. Love that idea. That's fun. Or what's one more idea for this? Marc said maybe some sort of Wizard's Tower are like hermit crab shells, so when one is done, a weaker, younger wizard takes it over. Oh, just a lore idea for why it might be another Wizard's Tower. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. What was Twice Dead Mage's idea? The tower is an alchemist storage area. The cage is broken. Horrors unleashed. Alchemist storage area. The cage is broken. I'm kind of interested what you're meaning by it. It's an alchemist tower, and there are cages that are broken. Because when I think of alchemy, I don't think of like creatures in there. But it's interesting that that's the where your mind's kind of taken that idea. Hey, what's up, Pedro? Maybe the tower is a time capsule that holds an ancient threat. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it could be. I like that idea. It is a tower prison. For what? What if we just say we can leave it a mystery. We don't even know what it is. What's up, Christian? Good to see you in the chat. Welcome to our solo dungeon delve. All right, here's the poll. The tower is either a temple to the Horned Demon, a crazed wizard's laboratory, our former master's tower, or a tower prison for a question mark. We're not sure yet. We'll figure that out. Okay, we'll give that a minute. Get your votes in. Christian, yeah, it could be like a homunculi. Maybe that's what Twice Dead Mage's idea was for, like an alchemist sort of tower. Bunch of nasty little gremlin-y homunculi running around. That could be fun. That could be very fun. The alchemist, or someone else saying maybe the alchemist needed test subjects. Another very cool idea. What's up, Darcy? So good to be here live. Hello from Australia. Ooh, Australia. What time is it in Australia right now? It's got to be... Well, I guess it's pretty early here. It's only 10, so it's probably like... You're on the other side of the world. Like 8 p.m., 10 p.m.? I have no idea. But I'm happy to have you here with us. Twice Dead Mage saying that maybe they're just failed monstrosities or failed experiments by the alchemist. That's a cool idea, too. Depending on what wins, maybe we could still work that in. Oh my god, it's 2 a.m. in Australia for Darcy. Good lord. Well, you are a very loyal cultist to be here with us right now. Okay. That's a minute. The poll has ended. Oh, I think we had a tie. We did have a tie. It was either a crazed wizard's laboratory or our former master's tower. Okay, we're going to leave it up to a yes-no dice, which in my game is always just a d4 roll. So on a 1 or a 2, it's a crazed wizard's laboratory. On a 3 or a 4, it's our former master's tower. What do we get? 3, our former master's tower. Cool. All right, a wizard here to claim our former master's tower. Okay, we are Nizara here to claim our former master's wizard's tower. We are armed with our warhammer and 1 scroll that can summon a lesser demon who will aid us in battles, which fits the wizard theme. Maybe we want to change our warhammer to some sort of like wizard's weapon, just to make it more interesting. What could we have? We are Nizara, we're here to claim our former master's tower. What if it is like some sort of... I mean, if we're able to summon a demon, maybe we have some sort of unholy wizard staff that deals d6 damage. It's not that it's like big and heavy like a warhammer. It's just strong. Or has like some enchantments on it. Let's do it. That's the whole point, right? Let's make this not repetitive. Yeah. But we need to know how much damage it does. Okay, it does d6 damage. We'll say, let's say it's a wizard's staff soaked in demon blood. That is our weapon. Cool. Maybe if we, like, unlock things in the future, we can give it some cool abilities. Hell yeah. Okay. I think we're ready to roll, yeah? We've got our name. We know our backstory. We know why we're here. We've rolled up our gear. Unfortunately, we have no armor, so we could die pretty quickly. But let's do this, yeah? So we need to decide the entrance room. So draw a room of any size or form where D4 doors lead further in any direction. The D4 also determines what is in there. I don't want to look at the list yet. Let's come over. I already just had a little square for our first room. Let's roll it up. 4 doors leading further away out of this room. Okay, I'm going to just say there's 2 here. And then 1 there. 4 doors. God, this could end up being a huge tower if we keep rolling like that. Okay, so maybe some of those lead to the stairways that go up. Others are just to, like, the storage closets of this main room. Let's drop some ideas in the chat. What is the main, or what is in this foyer, the front entry room of this tower, while I also see what did we roll up. Okay, our D4 roll was a 4, which means the entrance is eerily quiet and desolate. Ooh. Okay, we sort of are a little lucky there. We didn't encounter anything that we have to fight. Oh, let's change our name here. How did I spell it? Nizara. Okay. Ideas for what's in this room. What is the theme of the tower? I'm sort of getting a vibe that it's very demonic. Ooh. I'm going to be right back. Do you guys... We're running our heater because it got a little cold suddenly. But it's super loud. So I'm going to go turn that off. When I come back, I'll see some ideas for what is in this front room. I'll be back. Remember to unmute myself. Okay, ideas as we approach the tower. Twice Dead Mage just thrown in an idea. Each door should be a stairwell in the tower, always going up higher and higher. Yeah, I think so. We're probably going to need to have it branch outwards a little bit. Otherwise, I think we'll end up just going way too tall. But we'll definitely focus on taking it upwards. Let's see. Oh, whoops, I scrolled up. Okay. Oh, is there a Trench Crusade reference I made, Pedro? Is Nizara a reference? Yo, Christian! Thanks, homie. Dropping $100 super chat. You're the man, Christian. You're the freaking man. And funny enough, that counts as 1. Oh, the goal ends in... Oh, I did not mean to set the goal for such a short amount of time. Shoot. Well, that's counted as 1 of the super chats in our 5 super chat goal, which is ridiculous. That's insane. It only counts as 1. But Christian, dude, thank you so much for that huge support. Aaron and I, tonight, we've got a couple things going on. We're going to go have dinner with some friends who had a baby recently. So we've got that. We're going to go visit Aaron's dad. And then we have a wedding tonight. So that $100 will definitely go towards drinks, food, gifts, all that for the night. So super appreciate that, man. You're the bomb. Oh, Christian has an idea. Maybe some sort of abandoned husk steel defender type thing, or a shield guardian that our master used to keep us inside. Ooh, that's cool. Or Darcy saying, maybe normally this room would have had a statue of your old master, but the statue has disappeared from its plinth, and having put footprints lead to another room. Ooh, cool. Cool. One more idea from Samael. Maybe the entrance is the hall that welcomes its guests, filled with exposed trophies that can come to life as defensive mechanisms and unusual traps. Very fun. Yeah, I'm with Mother Dim there. All hail Christian. All hail Christian. Okay, I'll give us a little description here. I think as Nizara climbs up this desolate cratered hill where stars have fallen from the heavens, carrying demons down with them to this doomed world, the tower looms before us. Legends say it has been carved from a demon's horn. Others say that our master pulled it up from hell itself atop this mountain after slaughtering a demon at its peak. The truth We might never know. But as we step towards the doors, these glowing eyes and the snarling demon's head kind of at the peak recognize us. Maybe they even send out this scanning light that reads our arcane glyph that has been etched into our forehead, and the doors open for us. We step into a greeting room where, yes, a statue depicting our master once stood, but it has been desecrated, both by other former students of our master who maybe had no desire to dwell here, and instead have just come and blasted his head from his shoulders or etched hellish curses into his stony flesh. But either way, we find ourselves standing alone in a room. Our master's, even though his head is gone, I like to think maybe we feel like he's still looking disapprovingly down on us. And 4 doors lead further into the dungeon. Let's roll a d4 and see which direction we're going to go. We'll just roll a d4. 1 will be to the left, 2, 3, 4. First door. Oh, we're going to go up. Okay. Hey, Darcy, thanks for a $2 or a $3 super chat. That's helping us with our goal. Much appreciated. Only 3 minutes left on that. I'll probably... We'll figure something out. I didn't mean to have it go for so short. It was meant to be like an hour or something. But okay, we're going to the next room. Or no, we're going up. So now we need to roll to decide what the next room is. Okay, we'll roll 2d6 first to determine its shape. 5 is a... Oh, it's just a corridor. Okay, so how about this is just the stairwell we're climbing. Whoops, let's drop that. Black. Okay. This will be some sort of stairwell that we're moving up. Not even like a true... Well, no, because it has to have doors. So, yeah, no, we'll say we climb some stairs. Hold on. There we go. Wow, those look terrible. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then rectangle tool. There we go. I'm getting these things figured out. So it's a corridor. So maybe this corridor sort of connects these 2 rooms, like that. So then there would be, and then we need to roll for the number of doors we've got. Roll a d4 to determine the number of doors. We'll start getting this kind of memorized. Oh, one door. Okay, that's very interesting. So obviously there had to be at least the 1 door here. But then, wait, is it for the number of other doors that we have to go through? Or does that d4 determine... Roll a d4 for doors and draw them facing any direction. Oh, no, that's not the number of doors. It's a d4 table. Okay, so we rolled a 1, which is no door. Oh my god, so we already reached a dead end. So this is probably some sort of like trapped room. Hey, Christian, coming in with another super chat. Gotta make the love last. Thank you, man. $20. You guys are the bomb. Oh, Darcy forgot to give you a little thumbs up, heart on the super chat. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. It really means the world to me. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying this enough already to be dropping some super chats. Okay, so Nizara begins to climb the stairs hastily. Maybe the discomfort it brings us seeing our master and kind of feeling his disapproving gaze causes us to run up the wrong set of stairs. We should have known that the left stair leads to a trapped corridor. The right stair would have taken us where we wanted to go, but instead we make a hasty decision that could cost us our life. Okay, now we gotta roll a d6 to see what is in this room. D6 roll of a 3. Oh, a riddling soothsayer. So we roll a die. On an odd result, you solve the riddle and may choose to receive either 10 silver or 3 points, and points help you level up. On an even result, there's a mind-shattering shockwave that deals d4 damage. It ignores armor. If you survive, the room is explored. Okay, we'll roll a d... Let's just roll our d6 again, yeah? See what we get. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So what, we're looking for an odd, right? Is that what we need? Yep. On an odd, we'll solve the riddle. Yeah, okay. So this is what the rules are telling us is we solved a riddle. Is that what we actually want it to be? I think we could do something cooler. Maybe as we climb up into the stairs, or we climb the stairs hastily, and we do walk into some sort of trapped corridor. What could it be? Is it some sort of hellish curse? 55 on Tuesday. Thanks for another super chat. Appreciate that. Hell yeah. It says the timer ended before we hit the goal, but considering Christian dropped $120, Darcy dropped a super chat, 55 on Tuesday was in here with the super chat. that feels pretty good. That feels like enough that maybe we do this again tomorrow, right? That's sort of what I'm thinking. You guys are generous. Christian's a benevolent, high-ranking member of the church who I suppose wanted to see all of us rewarded with another one of these. Noble Knight says it's actually one of the eyes of the master. Noble Knight says some sort of magical monster. The eye of our master, that's interesting. Ooh, here I have an idea, Noble Knight. Yeah, so Nizara runs up the steps, just kind of fleeing from our master's gaze, and steps into a trapped hall where at the end is this massive sculpture of our master's right eye. And maybe the legends say that our master replaced his right eye with a demon's eye. And as we step into the room, it opens and creates this miniature portal to hell that would pull us into it and curse our soul to the hells unless we're able to recite this ancient demonic prayer that he taught all of his students. It was one of the first things he taught them. And by reciting it quickly, we avoid being pulled into hell itself. Oh, let's draw a little eye here. Cool. All right, we survived our first room. So it said, if you survive, the room is explored, and we also get to receive either 10 silver or 3 points. We haven't spent any silver yet, so I think we should take the points, right? Get us closer to a level up. We only need to get 15 of those. Okay, 3 points gained. And then, when do we roll on an item? Roll when entering an explored room. Hold on. If we survive. Okay, and then we get to explore it. And when we explore it, is there something else we find? Do we roll for items? I can't remember. Hold on, give me a second. Scan the rules real quick. Okay, so you roll for the room. When you go into a room. Oh, wait. Or maybe is this what we roll on? Oh no, they sell those items. Items D6. Scrolls D4. I don't think we get an item just for exploring a room. I think that has to come from like killing something. And we already kind of got a reward from this. So I'm going to say that's that. And maybe I'll change my mind later. But Nizara, panting out of breath, kind of curses herself for foolishly choosing the wrong stairwell and descends back down into the foyer. Do we go left, up, or right? We'll roll a d6, yeah? So 1 or 2 is left, 3 or 4 is up, 5 or 6 to the right. 4, we take the second stairwell. This is going to take us to a what-shaped room? We got to roll 2d6. A 5, another corridor. Okay. This makes sense, though, because I think what it'll do is takes us up past this trapped corridor a little further. So there's like a secret stairwell that leads up. Whoops. Gosh, it's going to take me a minute to remember to swap all those. Takes us up kind of past this room through a secret side tunnel. Okay. And then we got to roll for the number of doors. So we roll a d4 real quick. Roll that. A 3. 3 is 1 door. Or no, 2 doors. Okay, cool. Let's place those. I think it makes sense that there would be 1 door. Oops. Ah, come on. Get out of the way. Oh my gosh, there we go. I think there would be 1 door at the end. That probably leads to another storage closet of some kind. And then there would certainly be a door. Oh my goodness. That's annoying. A door that'll take us further up. We step into the room, and what do we encounter? We gotta roll a d6 table. A 6. Ooh, okay. A peddler from beyond the void offers trinkets and steel for blood-soaked coins. You may buy or sell items at the following prices. When you're done, the room is explored. All right, what do we find up here? I think it would be cool. Maybe we encounter some sort of demon that our master had trapped here, and they were hexed, or they have like some sort of shackles on them that allow them only to explore so far from the tower. Maybe they can go a few days out from the tower to scavenge up items that they would bring back for our master. But if they ever went beyond where these shackles allowed them to go, their soul would be destroyed. So that was what kept them here. And since they can't leave, they're sort of just living in this tower even after we return. And they give us a snarling greeting, sort of speaking our name in Infernal, and gesture to the shelf where they've collected their wares and offer to sell us a few. Let's see what we've got. So we can buy a potion that'll heal us. We haven't suffered any damage, but it could be good to have. A dagger, a random scroll, a warhammer, a rope, sword flail, mighty Zweihander, armor, or a cloak of invisibility. Ooh. We've got 18 silver to work with. A cloak of invisibility. Cloak of invisibility seems a little lame to be buying right out of the gate, don't you think? If anything, I think maybe we pick up a potion for some healing and some armor. We could do both of those. Oh, Christian had a question, asked, what resource is this? The rule set is called Dark Fort, but the VTT I'm in is called Owlbear Rodeo, if that's what you were meaning to ask. But let's draw our little demon merchant. What do I want him to look like? And he's got one cyclopean eye. That's our little demon merchant dude. How do I make it clear those are horns? Does that help? Maybe not. Whatever, who cares? Okay. What do we think? Anybody else have ideas for what we should buy? I'm thinking potion and armor makes the most sense, though. Noble Knight has an idea. Maybe the demon trades things because it's a demon of greed, and that's integral with survival, like drinking water and eating food for us. Oh, that's cool. A little demon of greed. That's a fun idea. Or maybe it's Golden Sajti said it's a demon bound to the circle as it feeds them energy, hell mana. Oh, it's just trapped in like a hell circle. Yeah. Sure, that's part of it. Okay, let's buy our armor and let's buy a healing potion. I think that's what we need. So we buy a potion. We've got 1 dose of that. And then we definitely want some armor, which will reduce damage by a d4. Thank goodness, we really needed that. Okay, so what does the armor look like? What could be a cool idea? Well, let's see what Darcy said here. He said, your content is some of the most original and exciting on D&D YouTube. Not to mention, you seem like such a genuine, kind human being. So glad you're making content for this community. Much love. Hey, much love right back at you, Darcy. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate your super chat earlier. Just appreciate you being here with me. It means a lot. Oh, Pedro, that's a cool idea. He eats the coins. Yeah, so we hand over, how much did we spend? I think it was 14. 4 silver for the potion and 10 silver for the armor. Okay, yeah, so we've got 4 silver left. As we hand it over to this demon, he just greedily gobbles it up, and maybe as it digests in his stomach, his demon lord, who actually owns him, it adds to his pile, his throne of coins. Because, yeah, it's a demon of greed. That's a very cool idea from... Was that Noble Knight who said that? Or... I can't remember, but an awesome idea. Oh, Darcy, off to bed. Hey, I don't blame you. It's crazy late/early in the morning for you, so no stress. But thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. Okay. Nizara just sort of dismisses the demon merchant, and he disappears in a cloud of infernal smoke. We now have a decision to make. We could keep going up, or we could go left. Let's roll a d4 here. 1 or 2 we go left, 3 or 4 we go up. Oh wait, we didn't have an idea for our armor yet. Samael dropped one. It's a cloak that makes you invisible only when nobody looks at you. It seems useless, but it's a powerful artifact that can be used as a component for magic stuff later. Oh, so if we bought the magical cloak, that could be a cool idea for that. Golden Sajti, maybe it's armor made from hellstones, just straight brick chest plate. What I'm gonna work that idea a little, just to make it so we're not walking around literally with bricks. What if it was a breastplate that was scavenged from hell, where the blood war was being raged? This little demon merchant, it was sent to him by his demon patron, or his demonic lord, as maybe a bribe to try and get him freed from our wizard master, but that's not going to happen. But we do have this demon breastplate. We don it, and maybe it's like when you wear it, you always hear the screams of the soul who perished while they were wearing it. Worthy, or it's definitely worth enduring for the protection this armor offers, but we just have to deal with these blood-curdling screams in our head. Okay, hell yeah. Now we'll keep going. 2, rather than ascend, we're going to travel left and see what, I guess I'll start maybe using northeast, southwest. So we're going to travel west in the tower. Let's see what the room shape is, and I guess I can roll the D4 at the same time. Oh, an 11, a triangular room, and 2 doors in this room. Okay, cool. Let's draw. Triangular room. I think it makes sense if we've got 1 door here, and then probably, I'm guessing we're going to want 1 more door that maybe goes down to maybe connect these here somehow, because otherwise this tower is already like a really wonky shaped. Okay. Oh, but it does have doors that connect. That's where I'm getting confused. Does this have the number of doors we roll? Does that include the number of doors that connect us back to where we just came from? I would think it would need to, right? So it's 2 doors in addition to the one we just stepped through. That's what I'm going to rule it as. So we've got kind of a funky shape going on here. I really don't like that those... How can I layer those better? That is so annoying. You guys are going to just have to deal with me being really nitpicky about the doors not being layered by the hallway lines. Okay. What is this room? Oh, I guess we should roll to see what's in it, and that'll help us decide, yeah? We need to roll a d6. Hope you don't get motion sickness from me scrolling around crazily. A 1. Nothing. The room is now explored. Okay. Interesting. So we step into an empty room. What could this have been at one point? Matthias Lung... I'll go with Matthias. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the last name. But let's see, Matthias. Well, also, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. If the demon is still bound by your master's spell, then that makes me question if maybe your master is alive. Perhaps there's a clue up the tower. Ooh, cool idea. Yeah, here, what we should do is start maybe noting some of our questions or like lore that we've been developing. Let's do a little lore section over here, yeah? We'll have this be yellow. So we'll say master's magics still linger. Are they alive? So they didn't die, but maybe they abandoned this tower. Matthias, what a cool idea. I'm thinking this room was some sort of, maybe just it like held potions. It held vials, different alchemical materials and things like that. But we open up the cupboards. We start going through all the pulling the bricks away for hidden spots where we knew things were stored. It's been completely looted. Which could go back to this question. Has somebody else been here and already done some looting of this tower? Or did our master maybe take some things with them and they took all of their material components? We'll have to keep exploring to see what we can find. Noble Knight had an idea, though. Could be maybe there's a corpse of another student who failed to disarm a trap, but their corpse is stopping the trap from affecting us. Ooh, I like that idea, too. We push open the door. We instinctually, or not even instinctually, we just know from our time in this tower that our master had trapped this room with like a hellish glyph in the floor. So we're expecting to need to like step over it, but we see in the center of the room this burned, charred body where maybe one of the Tomb Raiders, or not a Tomb Raider, one of the looters who'd come to take our master's magics has perished, but the room is still empty regardless. So did they come with other looters? Are there more we might encounter? Or did our master take the stuff? All exciting questions. Okay, let's roll our d4 to see if we're gonna go left or if we're gonna, or west or south. Okay, we're going, oh, I guess I didn't clarify what applied to what. I'm gonna re-roll that. 1 or 2, we go down south. 3 or 4, we keep going west. Okay, we're gonna keep pushing west. Let's see what we find. 2d6 and a d4 to determine what the room layout is. A 3 gives us an oval room. I don't even know if I necessarily care about rolling for the shape of the room. I mostly just care about the doors. And we rolled a 1. No door. We reach a dead end. Okay. What do we what do we find over here? Maybe it's just like some sort of, like not an observatory, like a study. Yeah, it's like some sort of study. We step up into the room, and it's like if the supply closet we just came from was used to store alchemical potion making ingredients, then maybe this was some sort of small potion workshop, not like a true massive wizard's workshop, but just one where he could sort of tinker. If he had an odd experiment that he was working on, he would come perform it here because it had one of the better views on this level of what would be beyond the tower. We're up on this hellish hill cratered with meteors where they'd struck down. Maybe surrounding this tower is like this hellish forest that started to grow up around here. All of the trees. Ooh, here's a cool idea. Every tree, as it reaches maturity, it splits itself in two and grows up like two curling demon horns. So the forest just looks like a legion, an army of demons. That would be cool. Okay. I am feeling like we're doing something wrong because we're not getting treasure. I feel like we should be rolling something, but maybe not. I don't know. So far, everything seems fine, so I'm going to assume we're doing it correctly. Okay, we have to turn back, disappointed that our pursuits to discover more about our master have not given us any answers, but we have a choice. We could go south down these stairs, or we could keep going up. Let's roll a d4. And I'm going to, from this point forward, 1 or a 2 is going to be south. No, I can't do that. That doesn't make sense, because we might have to roll a d6, we might have to roll a d8, depending on the number of doors. 1 or a 2, we go south. 3 or 4, we go north. We go north. 4, we're just going to keep climbing. Okay, what do we find? Ooh, a 12. Okay. A skull-shaped room. And a... I can't tell what that is on the roll, so I'm going to re-roll that. A 3. An oval-shaped room. Or no. What am I talking about? It was a skull-shaped room, and it was a 4 for the number of... or 3 for the number of doors, so there are 2 more doors. Okay. Here we go. What is this room? Start thinking about that. Give me some ideas. Maybe my first instinct is telling me, like, ooh, it could be some sort of wizard's dueling chamber. Big circular room. That could be interesting. One door will take us to the east. And one door will take us... How close are we getting to the... Oh my god, we're already getting close to the top. Yikes. Okay, I think we're going to have a door take us to the east and a door take us to the west. We haven't even fought anything. That's crazy. We're getting lucky with our rolls. Let's see if that luck continues, though, as we roll a d6 to see what is in here. Come on, I want to fight something. 4, you face a weak monster. If you kill it, the room is explored. A weak monster needs a d4 roll to see what type it is. We roll a 2. A catacomb cultist. 3 points if we kill it. Deals d4 damage, and it has 6 HP. Okay. Who's got ideas for what we're fighting? My first thought is maybe we're fighting some sort of... one of the other looters that had come into this tower. We found the corpse of one of them in this room, so maybe we encounter the other. But I'll give you guys a moment to brainstorm some ideas. See what else has been going on in chat while you think. Yub channel. Hey, just dropped in, listening as background while I'm drawing. Good luck on your adventure. Thanks, Yub. What are you drawing? Are you doing like some character commissions? Is it D&D drawing? Whatever it is, be cool to see it. Golden Sauce Tease said there'd likely be stairs going deeper or higher. Yeah, I know, but we're running out of room. It's too big. Maybe we're going to have to come up with like our own map sheet so we can just keep drawing it bigger and bigger and bigger. Noble Knight says maybe there's a captured knight who tried to kill the master and was now used for terrible experiments. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's go with that. Maybe we'll find the other looter later in this dungeon. Whoa, why... Alpo Rodeo is not responding to my mouse. What the hell? Uh-oh. Hold on, I might need to give it a refresh. What is going on? Why is Alpo Rodeo being so slow? Come on. Oh, come on. Let's just try this from the beginning. Come on. What the fuck? This cannot be happening. Come on. Are you serious? I'm pressing the refresh button. I know it looks like literally nothing's happening. Well, nothing is happening. I'm hitting the refresh button. Hold on. You can zoom in on my pretty face. Ooh, got crumbs on my shirt. Let's see. Do other websites load? Okay, no. Am I even still streaming? Because everything is being really slow for me right now. Oh boy. Am I lagging? I don't even know if I'm coming through right now. Whoa, my whole computer is being so weird right now. My tabs on Google aren't even like the correct tabs anymore. Like I'm clicking between them and it's all the same thing every time I click on a different tab. Maybe there's some programs I can close to speed things up. No, I hardly have anything open. Love, what happened? Are you seeing, am I frozen?
You're still on there.
I am still on there?
Yeah, you're still on there. I can't see anything like on your screen.
Yeah, I switched over to a different screen because right now it's like completely frozen. My Owlbear Rodeo isn't working.
Weird. Well, we can definitely see you, so don't say anything bad if you look.
Oh, thanks, babe. Okay. Report from Mother Doom says, you guys can still see me and hear me, but on my end, I'm getting nothing on my on Google. Give me a sec. I'm going to keep seeing if I can try one more refresh reload. Maybe I'm going to try loading one of my campaign pages. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's not working. That's so annoying. Okay, hold on. I'm going to just quit out of Google Chrome and totally reopen it. We'll reopen Google. Oh, sorry, everybody. Give me a sec. We're going to try and work through these technical difficulties. Hang on. Everything's being real slow still. I don't know why it would be having problems. I don't have any other programs open. There we go. We're back. We're back. Okay. Hold on. Let me just get back to my chat. See what all you lovely folks have been saying while I was away. Pop out the chat. Close that. Okay. If I go back over here. Yes, okay. Phew, we're back. We're back. We're back. All right, what were the ideas? Sorry about that, everybody. Temporary technical difficulties. Hopefully we don't have that come up again. Matthew said maybe we encounter a rival student of your master trying to take his pick of the supposedly dead master's things. Or we could do some sort of failed experiment. Or we had the night idea that was being experimented on. That was cool, too. Samuel said, also, I realized that your basement is bigger than my house, and now I'm sad. We got pretty lucky. It's a duplex unit, so on the other side of that wall are our neighbors who get to hear me run D&D at night and all that ridiculousness, but yeah, we're pretty fortunate with the place we got into. All right, anyways, let's come back into it. Nizara enters into this next room, which I think will have been, I like the idea that it was some sort of like spell chamber, a room where we were forced to duel. Oh, here's a cool idea. We step into a room where our memory immediately starts bringing back these trials where we would have to spell duel other members of this wizard's or other groups of this wizarding class. And the person who failed would be taken by the master and used in a hellish experiment. Or maybe even their soul was offered up to a demon. It was like a rite of passage. And as we step into the room, we're horrified to see that there is another student here to claim the tower. And we're going to have to repeat our past. We're going to have another spell duel. So we're going into a fight. And Christian dropping another super chat. $50. Pound it, brother. Thanks, dude. That should go a long way in helping us defeat this rival student, right? So in a fight, how it works is you roll a d6 And if you tie or surpass the monster's hit points, it takes damage equal to d4 minus 1 if we're unarmed, or the amount of damage our weapon does. A failure means you're hit, and the armor absorbs d4 damage. Okay. And the Catacomb Cultist has 6 HP, which means... Oh, boy. Hold on, let me read that one more time. To hit, roll a d6 and tie or surpass the monster's hit points. If successful, it takes damage. A failure means you're hit. Armor absorbs damage. You earn a... Okay, so if we encountered something that had... Like, what if we encountered something that had 9 HP? How do we even hit it? I have no idea. But I guess this is meant to be sort of a deadly game, right? But we got to roll our d6. We're looking for a 6 here. Otherwise, we're going to take some damage. Ooh, okay. The duel does not start well. We step into the room and sort of take a breath of shock as this wizarding student maybe heard us approach and sends this bolt of hellish lightning towards us. It'll hit and deal d4 damage. Oh no. 3 damage. Oof. Okay, we get zapped with hellish lightning. It causes the blood inside of us to start boiling, and we drop down to 12 HP. Let's see if we can charge in with our wizard staff and... Ooh, what if what our staff does, since we said it was drenched in demon blood, maybe one of the spells we use, right, to deal the d6 damage is we just send out this spray of boiling demon's blood. Let's roll our d6 again, see if we can connect. Fuck, no. We didn't hit. This is crazy. I can't believe we get no modifier. But once we just need 1 hit. We need 1 hit, and then we should be okay. But, unfortunately, we take only 1 point of damage. They roll out of the way of this boiling demon's blood and zap us with even more lightning. But this time, we've started to move. We're not in the same place we were. We're sort of like circling around this room, just throwing lightning, shooting out demon's blood, hurling hexes at each other. Come on, give us a 6, give us a 6, give us... No! We could die here. Another 3 points of damage. Okay, we might need to take our healing potion here in a minute. Oh, down to 8 HP. What is this? Why is the fight not going in our favor? Maybe this is a student. We recognize them. Oh, hold on. What's Golden saying here? Maybe the student we last beat is an undead body here. And that, oh, it could be a cool idea, but I like this idea that we're dueling a student who we are horrified because they... Oh, Noble Knight. We do have armor. We should have been negating some of this. Oh my gosh, thank you for reminding me. So we've been hit 3 times, so let's roll 3d4 and we'll negate that much amount of damage. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, we negate 9 of it, which means we've basically taken no damage. Hell yeah. I wonder how long armor can last. Can it just do that indefinitely? Maybe it can just do it indefinitely. Or maybe it only ignores it once? I have no idea. Seems like it just keeps ignoring armor until it's broken. If it can't even break, who knows. But for now, we've been able to avoid most of the damage. Okay, Noble Knight, good catch. This hellish breastplate we're wearing, anytime the lightning would strike us, it instead is pulled right into the center of the chest plate where it's getting hotter and hotter, and maybe this like demonic glyph is starting to glow across the chest plate from all of this lightning cracking through it. But we have not been able to get a hit in on this person. Come on, give us a 6. Fuck. Okay, we're gonna take D4 damage, but we'll ignore D4 damage. We take 2 points of damage. Ignore 1 of that. We take our first point of damage. This breastplate is getting so hot. It's beginning to burn our flesh. Ooh, here's an idea for a cool magic item. The glyph is glowing so hot, it is burning that glyph into our flesh. And maybe the curse is if we die. Whoever dies wearing this breastplate, the breastplate like fuses to you and you become a soldier in hell wearing the same breastplate. There's a cool idea. Hey, Marc, thanks for the super chat. More dungeon diving. That'll get us to... The timer on the goal was over a while ago, but it should still have technically been going. So we did it. We hit our goal. 5 super chats. We'll dungeon delve again tomorrow. Hell yeah. Thanks, Marc. Much appreciated. Yeah, don't stress, Marc. The timer ended, but it technically didn't. I think all that matters here is like... I assume if the timer was still going and we hit that, there'd be like confetti or something. So just pretend there's confetti all over the screen. Okay, can we freaking get a hit on this dude? Please. Oh my god. We might need to summon our little weak demon to aid us here. Which is kind of interesting actually too, because as we are just running around this room trying to battle this wizard, we are in almost a bit of a stalemate. Okay, well our armor will negate that. we realize this person was a better trained student than we ever were, and they're probably going to beat us unless we pull some tricks. And so we unroll this parchment of demon flesh and recite a quick unholy prayer. The scroll burns away, and out of the ash forms this lesser demon. What does it look like? What would be a cool little description for a demon? Something weird, something that's not just like humanoid looking. Maybe some sort of like... Ooh, what's around me that can inspire me? Ooh, I've got like a frogman mini over around there. Okay, so the ash burns away. We hear this like this hellish toad sound as it crashes down. We'll say it's like a one-legged toad. It just hops around on one leg, and anytime it makes that croaking sound, it like rips people's eardrums apart. And what it does is it helps us for D4 fights, dealing D4 damage. I imagine when it says D4 fights, it means like D4 rounds. That's what I'm going to say it does. So, we got to roll to see if we can hit this time. We do! We get our 6. Awesome. Okay, the student is a little thrown, having to keep track of 2 enemies. We keep running around the table or the room, the toad hopping towards them, and so we're going to connect and do D6 damage, and our little demon frog is going to do a D4 damage for a total of 5 damage. This catacomb cultist or this former student has 6 HP, 1 HP left for our rival student here. Let's keep track of them over here. Okay, excellent. Okay, we've got another 3 rounds in a fight to get some help from our demon toad. We roll. We don't hit, but I think the D4 damage, the way I interpret that is regardless of a hit or a miss, this little demon does that damage. Otherwise, it seems a little ridiculous, like not very useful. So as we are running around the side of this room, blasting out demon's blood, maybe what do we know about this student? What's something we could yell to kind of get their attention, to distract them from the demon toad? Any ideas? Something in the chat that could inspire me? We could do... Ooh, Kenneth had an idea. There's like 3 tails coming out of this toad. Ooh, what if it had 3 tongues? It has 1 leg that it hops around on and 3 tongues that are just blah, 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 like snatching souls out of the air. That could be cool. Maybe we could play into the fact that the student was a better apprentice than we were, but they're losing this fight. We yell out some sort of quip, kind of trying to edge them on, get them angry, get them to drop their guard, and they do. They turn. They were gonna blast our demon, but instead they turn with their wand to hit us, and that's when the toad lets out this hellish croak, and these 3 tongues suction cup onto the student's flesh and drain their soul out of their body. And we slay this student, one step closer to claiming the tower. Okay, I think I'm going to rule that whenever these rules are not, I'm going to be honest, not very well written, very confusing on like when you get things. But I'm going to say if we kill it, we get to roll on the treasure table. And I also don't know like when your armor is depleted. Maybe it's the sort of thing where like if you choose to use the armor, it's a one-use thing and it ignores D4 damage. I have no idea. But we're going to roll to see what treasure do we find in this room. We'll roll a D6. We find a random scroll. Okay, the next table. We roll a D4. We get False Omen. We can use it in 2 different ways, it looks like. Either when exploring a room, you choose a result on the room table instead of rolling a D6, or re-roll any die. We'll probably want to take the re-roll, but awesome. We spent our Summon a Lesser Demon scroll, but that's fine because we can just swap it out with False Omen. Perfect. Okay. Student slain. Demon Toad to help us in 3 more battles. Let's mark that. Demon Toad, 3 out of 4 fights. Or rounds in a fight. Oh no, so technically it would have actually done another one just barely. So we've got 2 more rounds of fighting left with this demon toad as it hops over towards us. Maybe we kind of flick our wrist and this ethereal, or this infernal chain sort of materializes in the air, showing that we have this thing on our leash, but the cracks are beginning to form along the length of the chain. Okay, so we can either go east or west. We'll roll a d4. 1 or 2, we go west. 3 or 4, we go east. We go east, stepping into the next room. What do we find? We are going to find 2d6 and a d4. 2d6, d4, roll it. We find a cross-shaped room with one door, probably leading further up, I would think. Okay. I don't even... Ah! Okay. Hallway leads us in to a cross-shaped room. We'll say the door... Actually, you know what? Let's put the door over here, just so we don't keep going up and up and up and making it impossible for us to go any higher. What is this room? What ideas do we have? I'm imagining it's some sort of trap. While you guys start thinking, I realized I need to roll our d6 to see what we encounter in here. I'm really hoping it's not like a bigger monster, otherwise we're smoked. Another weak monster. Okay, let's roll our d4 and see what kind it is. A 2, another catacomb cultist. Okay, I think an idea that's jumping into my mind is this is like a representation of a room that would have had a pit trap, or maybe some sort of like invisible floor, and the other looter whose companion had died back in this room, they've like dropped down into the pit, and just as we step through the door, they're climbing up out of the pit on the other side, maybe? That's my idea, but what do you guys think? They have 6 HP, so we'll mark that down. Oh, while you guys are brainstorming, we also got points for killing this. Catacomb Cultist, 3 points. Okay, hell yeah. 6 points. Boom. There we go. A summoning chamber. That's a cool idea, Christian. Matthias asked, when do you heal? I don't think you do heal in this, except once you've like finished the dungeon or you've leveled up. We do have our potion of healing we can use to get d6 HP back, but we're only down 1 HP, so I don't think we need to use it yet. So far, my favorite idea is from Christian. This is some sort of summoning chamber. I like that. So a demon could be coming up. Ooh, the cross shape has me thinking it's like 2 different portals, or 2 strange like arcane devices, one built into the ceiling, one into the floor, and they crackle this hell lightning together to spawn a demon. That could be cool. Or Noble Knight said maybe it's a chamber filled with angelic lore. Know your enemy and all that. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to combine these ideas. I'm going to take Christian's idea and Noble Knight's idea. Or one more came in from Golden. Hold on. Maybe the cross-shaped room it's used for decorating. Used to showcase the master's proud creations. Of course, none are left. Wait. None left for one reason or another. Oh, interesting. This is where they displayed relics. I think that will make sense for a different role, but in this case, I'm going to stick with what I was thinking for combining Christian's and Noble Knight's idea. As we step into this room, we see a horrific sight. Hanging from the ceiling, from chains, kind of strung up, are several different angels. Or lower level angels. Maybe more like just like Azamar. Not true angels, but they are strung up, cut open, the blood falling down from their body drips into this vat that is set into the floor that is bubbling like a cauldron. And as we step in, this wretched, corrupted, lesser demon comes jumping up out of the blood to attack, and we have to fight it on like the circular walkways that go around it. What does this demon look like? What would be a cool idea? I know you guys have dropped a couple ideas in chat for the previous one. Maybe there's something there we could take. Christian said it could be a 5-legged cat. Ooh. What about... I like the idea of it being some sort of cat demon. What could that look like? Or other ideas. If you've got ideas for the demon we're about to fight, drop it. We do have our demon toad. That'll help us for 2 more rounds. I'm so confused. While you guys are brainstorming, I gotta double check. If something has more than 6 HP... how are we supposed to even hit it? That's what I don't understand. Maybe there's something when we level up from now on. Oh yeah, so when we level up, we get to add +1 when attacking monsters. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Noble Knight said maybe it's some sort of demon of wrath that looks like a small dog, like a chihuahua. Something about a chihuahua is not as enticing to me as a cat. Samael said, I must go to bed like a good boy. Tomorrow I have to work again. Goodbye, brothers and sisters. See you, Samael. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. What can we do with a cat? I'm imagining, cats have claws. We could do something with the claws. We could do... a 5-legged cat. Okay, let's go with... or maybe a skeleton with a wizard hat that throws potions and potatoes with random wild magic effects. Sounds like something out of Minecraft. Golden Saj T said... Maybe a monster made from the angel feathers and demon remains. It's a feather ball that's screaming in pain. Oh, that is sick. Yeah, Eric. Hey, Eric. Good to see you. That is dope. Okay, Golden has a perfect idea. We step into the room, and we don't see claws pulling something up out of this vat of blood, but instead we just see this spherical entity begin to rise up out of it. And as the blood spills off of it, we see these white feathers. And ooh, this is cool. We look up at the angels that are all strung up here. All of their eyes have been cut out. And within this ball of feathers, we see eyes just staring at us, bloodshot. We can hear screams from inside this thing. Almost like a different take on a biblical Bible, or a biblical angel. That's so sick. Okay, but we run forward and try and stab the back end of our spear right into its face to blind one of its eyes. Let's roll this d6. We will miss, but I'm going to say our demon toad still does 1 point of damage, which will help us hit it on the next turn. 1 round left on our demon toad. It's going to do d4 damage to us. 1, which will negate by our armor. This is crazy that the armor seems to just last forever. Something about that isn't adding up. But so far the fight's going in our favor. We need just a 5 or higher now. Nope, we miss, but our demon toad will do 1 more round of d4 damage. It'll do 1 point of damage again, and with that, it like jumps towards this this lesser demon thing we're fighting, and it poof, explodes, sending shards of like demonic bone up like a claymore. That does 1 point of damage to this demon, but now it is all up to us as we flourish our unholy demonic wizard staff, bring it forward, and try... What's a new spell we've been doing? Demon blood, lots of lightning. Maybe we try and do... maybe we try and do like a nullify flight spell. This thing is raising into the air. If we can cause it to fall, that'll do some damage to it. Roll a d6. We need a 4 or higher. Yes! We will connect and do d6 damage. Enough to kill it, exactly as I'd hoped. We kind of see it rising up, and we mutter an arcane prayer, and the air beneath it sees glyphs kind of etch up through the air, and suddenly it is pulled down into this vat of blood, where we hold it underneath it until it drowns, and we just see a few feathers and blood rise up to the top of the room. Demon slain. We get 3 more points for our level up. Amazing. 9 out of 15. Hell yeah. Okay. Ooh, what did Noble Knight say here? Sorry, I was thinking about going with the cat idea, but he dropped an idea for that. It said, cats are often associated with witches. Maybe this is a sorcerer's demon that offers magical powers to innocent people in need, only to take their souls afterward and use them as a weapon. Could be a cool idea. Could be cool. All right. We have a decision to make. Do we keep going east, or do we head back and go west? Let's roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, we go west. 3, 4, 5, 6, we go east. We keep going east. Our demon toad is gone. Stepping through this door, what do we find? We find a corridor, or no, 7 was a square room with 2 doors. Excellent. Okay. Let me draw this up real quick. Square. Here, we could probably just put it right there. Square room, 2 doors. One is going to lead down, and one's going to lead up. And what do we find in here? We find 5. Oh no, okay, this is not going to be good for us. We face a tough monster. If you kill it, the room is explored. Start thinking of ideas of what this room is and why it's holding a tough monster. Oh boy, we might have to flee this. A 4. Ooh, a ruined basilisk. 4 points, d6 damage, 11 HP. See, we can't even hurt it. After the fight, 2 in 6 chance you immediately level up. Oh. I'd imagine, though, that only applies if we kill it. because it says after the fight. I do remember I saw you can flee. You can try to flee a fight, taking D4 damage and leaving the room unexplored. Okay, we're probably going to have to come back here. What do we see? We see... What does it look like? What's the room, and what is this monster? It doesn't just have to be a basilisk. Golden Sage T's most recent message read oh, this is for the previous thing we fought. He said, the angelic feathers covered... the angelic feathers covered it. Oh, you're saying the feathers concealed a demon that was trapped inside that sphere? Oh, that's a cool idea. I dig that. So we just stepped through a summoning room into a square room, 2 doors, one that goes down, one that goes up. And it's some sort of big monster. What would be cool here? Noble Knight has an idea. Maybe it's our master's personal familiar chewing on several corpses. Maybe it looks like a giant crocodile type thing with hooves. Ooh, that's cool. Or Golden said maybe the basilisk is made from angel's bones and skin, just patchwork and demon guts. Ooh, that's also very cool. A specter guarding a private library. Oh, Matthias, that's cool. Kind of taking us in a different direction. It's not even a demon. I like that. A specter guarding... Yeah, let's go with library. I should probably be making notes about what's in each of these rooms. So this is a library. Oops. We had a summoning room. We had a dueling room. And the rest, I don't care to map the rest. Mostly just do it from here on out. Okay, yeah, a specter. What if, what could the specter have been? Our wizard master, maybe it was just like a punished student of theirs. It could even be like a group of spirits that are kind of floating near the top of the room. Or Noble Knight had one more idea here. Said maybe the room could be the pet's personal chamber with uncharacteristically soft and cute decorations everywhere. Maybe. That's not really the flavor I would usually go with. If you can't tell from my descriptions, I like the horrifying stuff. So like super cute things everywhere, not really my style. But I like this idea that we step into a room and we see this glowing light at the top of the room. Our eyes kind of follow these bookshelves that just go up and up and up. Maybe the bookshelves, the way that they're kind of kept closed is it's like a rib cage. Along the edges of the shelf are these human bones that if you can speak the command phrase or if you recite the prayer, they will open up and you can pull books out of the inside of the shelf. But otherwise they're like protected by these bones, and we follow that up to the top where these spirits come shrieking down towards us. We're going to attempt to flee. We're going to step back in and slam the door shut, taking D4 damage. Oh, we take a full 4. Our armor will negate 3 of that. This armor thing's ridiculous. I do not understand. But we'll take 1 point of damage, taking us down to 13 out of 15 HP. Whew, close call, close call. Okay, well, we are going to have to come back to that room after we've leveled up, I think. So, we've got some options. Knowing that if we want to keep going higher, we're probably going to have to deal with these ghosts. We can either see what's beyond this room, or we can go down, return to the main floor, and explore some of the lower levels. I'm going to roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, we're going to go west. 3 or a 4, we'll go down here. 5 or a 6, we're going to go down here. D6. Roll it. A 6. Okay. We decide best to make our way back down to the lowest level and see if maybe there's some things that can help us down here in our fight. Okay. Let's see what we find. A 9 gives us a round room with 2 doors. Okay. Draw, circle. Actually, you know what? Here. Let's do a... Ooh. Like a big oval room. Okay. Obviously, we'll have a door at the far end of the hall. And then one that can lead up. And in the room, we find... Oh no, a 6. I think that's another... Oh no, we find a pet... Okay, so in this case it says we find a peddler. Maybe instead... Oh, what if we find... what if this is like where the apprentices bunked? This was the lowest level. kind of as a reminder to all of these students that you are not an equal, you are not respected by the master. Even though you might be allowed to go up in the tower to attend your classes and your studies, you have to sleep on the lowest level. I like that. Students' bunks. And maybe a few of the spirits of these dead students appear before us, and they offer to tell us where we can find some of their items, but we have to pay them with some of this demon blood-soaked tithing, this coin, that they can use to try and buy their soul's freedom in the afterlife, to sort of explain why are we exchanging coin here. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of coin to work with, only 4 silver. I feel like we could really use a +1 on our attacks. So maybe we need to buy a sword. Oh no, that's 12 silver. Fuck, what can we afford? A potion of healing. We might need to sell our potion of healing in order to buy that dagger. Because we've got plenty of HP, right? Oh, here's a couple ideas that we're rolling in, though. Let's see what you guys were thinking. Maybe the room... Or no, hold on. Oh, Matthew said maybe it's some sort of an armory. Or maybe the room is the servant's entrance where the servants got... Once they entered the... Yeah, oh, a servant's entry? That could be interesting. Servant's entry, student's bunks sort of has similar vibes going with it. I think I'll stick with the student bunks. Sorry, I kind of jumped into that idea before I even gave you guys time to brainstorm. My bad. I think, though, we will sell our potion of healing. Hopefully we don't regret that. Oops. Okay, sold off our potion, which gives us 4 silver back. We've got 8 silver. We can buy a dagger. Only does D4 damage, but it does give us a +1 to hit. So, we'll have 2 silver left after we buy that. Okay. Fantastic. Now, hopefully we can... Still don't have enough to be able to hurt the bigger demon in that other room, but we're going up, right? We're going up in ability and power level. Ooh, Eric says, Shrikemelon rolls into the room and has a mouth that yells uncontrollably. It rolls nonstop, and it is a DC 19 dex to grab it or hit it. It falls you into rooms and makes you gain madness levels. Oh, brutal. What are you why are you wishing that upon us in the chat, Eric? What the hell, bro? Okay. We have bribed one of the souls of one of the students that died here. We hand them over 6 tithing, 6. And in exchange, they hold out their hand, and this dagger sort of materializes in their hand. What does the dagger look like? What would be cool? What would be cool? Some sort of dagger that would hurt demons. Ooh, maybe it's a dagger that belonged to the priests of a nearby church. But they were all slaughtered by the demons that were conjured from this temple, and this student found this dagger in the ruins of that church. And like some of the holy magics that were used there still are imbued within the dagger. That's why it has a +1 to hit. Cool. Okay. So we have explored... Wait, where's our name? Oh, we're down here. Okay. We've explored the student bunks. Do we get points for that room, by the way? I don't think so. Nope, no points. We just bought something. Okay. I think we're going to decide... Are we going to go up, north, or east? Let's roll our d6. 1, 2, 3. We go east. 4, 5, 6. We go up. We go east into the next room. What do we find? We find a corridor with no door. Okay, we've reached a dead end, unfortunately. So that was our circular room. Well, what's waiting for us in this corridor, huh? A 1 is... Oh, we find a random treasure. Oh, no, damn it. That was the... Wait, what the hell? Wow. That was for the entry room. Damn it. I was really hoping that would be what happened in there. Nothing. The room is now explored. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. No item found. My idea for this room is, so if we just pass through the student bunks, this was like a small, this is probably coming from the fact that me and Mother Doom just watched Matilda like a week or so ago, but it's like a little like a solitary confinement room. If you failed a lesson, or you didn't prove yourself worthy of the master's like praise, or if you insulted them in any way, anything like that, you were locked in this room for D12 days. What would you do in here? What would be something cool? What are eyes rolling in, or what are some ideas rolling in? Oh, Marc dropped an idea. A crystallized angel tier. That has me thinking, what if this room was filled, as the punishment, the floor is just filled with little, like a Prince Rupert's drop, like molten glass dropped into water. Maybe it's sort of that kind of look to it, but it's said that it's a bunch of angels' tears. They're all like little caltrips. They're not literally caltrips, though. There's these sharp little pieces of crystal that fill the floor, and we're told they are the tears that were wept by the angels and the students who died here. And so you have to just lay completely still in this room for D12 days. And if you move, they just cut into your skin. Burning hot, searing pain. So we open the door, see that, and immediately like brings back those traumatic memories. We just slam the door shut. Do not explore that room any further. We'll call this maybe they called this room what did they call that room? Is that what they called it? The Chokey? Is that what it was, Mother Doom? Okay, we'll call it the Chokey room. You have to choke back your own tears in this room. Oh, that's cool too. Anyone who cries in this room just adds more of these razor sharp little crystal tears. So choke back your tears. I don't think that's the saying, but I don't freaking care. Fun reference to a movie that I liked. Okay. So we probably are either going to keep going up at this point, or we're going to go west and explore the other half of this room. Let's roll our d6. 1, 2, 3. We go west. 4, 5, 6. We go up. Okay. We are not ready to go confront this demon yet. We go into the next room. What do we find? Ooh, a 12. A skull-shaped room. That doesn't bode well. With 2 doors in it. And, well, I'll roll that in a moment. Let's go draw our skull-shaped room. Oh, dear. Whoops. Here, we'll divot the 3 eyes of Vecna. So you shift your head like that, and you can see the skull-shaped. Okay, opening the door, skull-shaped room. What is inside? We roll a 2. A 2 is a pit trap. Roll a d6. 1 to 3 means you take d6 damage. If you have a rope, add +1 to the roll. If you survive, the room is explored. We do not have a rope, so we just roll a d6. Oh, we passed. A 1 to a 3 means we would have taken damage. Okay, what would be cool about this room? So it's some sort of trap. I mean, obviously I drew these 3 eyes, so I'm thinking maybe if you like step into the center of their vision, it does something to you. Anybody else got an idea? If you haven't had the cherry chai from Starbucks, ooh, it's good. Oh, Eric, that's funny, saying that the Chokey, it literally makes you reflect on your actions. Yeah, you look down into this thick layer of crystal shards, and it shows you back your reflection crying, and you just have to think about all the things you did wrong. That's a great idea, Eric. Love it. Matthew says maybe it's some sort of ocean of lava. Yeah, you step into the room and it fills with lava. Ooh, okay. Maybe you step into the room, there's these 3 eyes of Vecna, and at the center, caught in the center of where the eyes are, is a podium. This large podium that rises up. That it's so tall, you have like stairs that you kind of run up to reach the top, where a blessed book, an unholy relic, was once kept. Why would he have displayed? Maybe it was like a... What was the treasure in here? 2 other ideas just came in. Golden Sajdi said maybe it's a portal that was left open, used to trade with demons and all that. Yeah, but that would work cool for our room with our little merchant demon. But here we we've triggered some sort of trap, so I don't think it's a merchant. Noble Knights is a acidic blood, maybe some sort of alchemy room that has all the glasses broken, so a bunch of hazardous materials are everywhere. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It is on the main level. It is beneath... Wait, how many doors did I roll? I think I had that there were 2 doors in here. So let's get those... Oops. Let's place our doors real quick, and then we can think more about this trap. So door obviously there, that'll lead up. And a door at the end of this skull-shaped room's mouth. That'll take us away. Okay. Acid blood is interesting. I still like this idea that there's like a podium at the center. Oh, okay, here we go. Nizara steps into a room. Skull-shaped, the 3 eyes of the mortal prophet Vecna set into the floor, glowing with this hellish, fiery energy to them. Maybe we think it's just some sort of light source. But we know at the center of the room is this podium that if you climb to the top, there is a book placed there that we were specifically told by our master never to read. We are forbidden from reading this book, but our master is not here. And so we begin to climb the steps and we read the book. And as we open it, there is just a message scrawled in blood from our master that said, "You were told not to look." And as that happens, it flares away and the room begins to fill with lava as the 3 eyes of Vecna open and flood the room with lava. Thankfully, we managed to leap to one of these doors and flee the room without taking any damage. We'll roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, we go west. 4, 5, 6, we go up. Ooh, what's this though? Matthew says if there's a skull mouth door, the other side is for sure the catacombs. Ooh, cool. Yeah, if we find catacombs. If we go that way, that's probably what we'll find. Eric dropped an idea too. Hey Mo. Bye Mo. Thanks for dropping into the chat. Eric said the ceiling is on fire and begins falling down on them little by little, ignited by the door opening and the room being filled with air. They must roll every 10 feet move to see if they get hit. Ooh, that's cool, Eric. Yeah, so Vecna's eyes open, and not only does the floor begin to fill with lava, but the sight, or vision, oh my gosh, Vecna's sight is so intense that the ceiling begins to melt and drop molten metal down on us. But we're going to try and get out of this room. We're going to go up. We leap to the stairs, maybe even like halfway up this podium. There was a bridge that went over to the next doorway. We run across the bridge, just getting a couple drops of molten metal on us, but managed to run into this door. And what do we find? Next room. The catacombs we know are down below, so that's not where we are right now. We are in a rectangular room with 2 more doors. Okay, let's draw that out. Oops. Rectangular room. And I think we're going to do 2 different doors going to the side here. So there's probably like some stairs that lead us up this multi-leveled room. Okay, what's this room? We had a library. We had our summoning room, our dueling room. We had the chokey, students' bunks. We just stepped into the forbidden texts room. What's in this next room? Oh, Kenneth was just saying hi to Mo. What are we in? I guess I always forget. We gotta roll what's actually in the room, and that'll help us decide. A 5. 5 on our roll is... Oh, another tough monster. Okay, well, maybe there's a tough monster we have a chance of beating. Let's see what we roll. A 4. Oh my god, another ruin basilisk. Okay, not good. Oh, I need to draw our enemies so we remember what they are. Okay, I'm gonna quickly draw a little like ghost spirit in the library. Give me an idea. What is the horrific monster that we just walked into in this next room? Well, we draw our little our spooky ghosts. Okay, so we've got some ghosts we gotta go fight up above. But in here, Golden Sage tea, maybe it's some sort of food storage room. Or the Master's pet Cerberus, that could be cool. Pet Cerberus? I mean, why the hell not? It fits the hell theme, right? And maybe these doors lead... So we already went into a wing of the tower we were told not to go into. We read something we weren't supposed to read, and now we're going even deeper into this section. Yeah, I think it makes sense that there'd be... How do I do a Cerberus? This is going to be hard in such a limited space. Picture those as the... Those are the ears for the Cerberus. Those are the little eyes. And then each one has a collar. There we go. There's the tail. And it's 4 legs. Okay. Oh, now I don't have a way to select all that to move it. But we run up into this room. It is a sort of like a kennel type room with these portcullis iron doors on 2 different levels, stairs leading us up above. We need to flee. We definitely cannot fight this thing. I think maybe we just keep our momentum and we're going to try and go into one of these 2 doors. Hopefully we don't find ourselves in a situation where we're in a dead end, but we're going to take that risk. First, we have to roll a d4 to see how much damage we take. Oh! 4 damage. Reduce it by our armor to 3. Okay, so we only take 1 point of damage. Oh my gosh, we take like no damage in this. This is crazy. This is making no sense. I guess if we had gotten hit by that thing, it would have done how much damage? D6, so it could do a pretty decent amount. Okay. So, we flee through one of these doors. I'm going to roll our d4. 1 or 2, we go to the south one. 3 or 4, we go to the upper one. We make it all the way to the top, running up these steps as the Cerberus is just trying to, like, bite up at us. Its head's pulling it in different directions, which is sort of what helps us avoid some of the damage. And we throw ourselves through one of these metal doors, slamming it shut behind us, just as the Cerberus heads smash into it, denting in the metal. What room do we find ourselves in, having barely survived the fight, despite having only taken 1 damage? Do we need to get rid of the armor? That's what I feel like is lame here. Okay, a 10. Another rectangular room with 2 more doors to explore. We're going to need to come up with some custom tables for these, because, yeah, this is getting, I would say, a bit repetitive. Despite the flavor we're adding, the actual design is not all that unique. Okay, 2 doors. 1, I think... Oh, here we go. Here's a way to sort of... I don't want to move that. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. There we go. Move our Cerberus back over. Okay, so 1, I think we found a connection between these 2. We know what these... So we do have a way out. And then... Oh, you are testing my patience. There we go. 1 more door. We're going to put that at the far end. Okay. Hopefully we didn't just end up in another fight. Roll our d6. A 5. I think that was a tough monster, right? Wasn't that what that was? Oh my god. Another tough monster. Okay. My immediate thought is it's some sort of like... Oh, what if this isn't even necessarily a true door and a hallway between these 2? What if it's like the drain pipe that leads down from the alchemy room into some sort of like alchemical potion recycling room? Like all of the runoff from that room goes down into here. It falls into a vat that recycles it and makes it usable again. And there's some sort of like potion ooze monster in here. That could be cool. I guess we have to roll to see what type of creature's in here. We'll roll our d4 real quick. A 4. The tough monster. We have rolled for the 3rd time in a row the Ruin Basilisk. Insane. Anybody have a different or better idea than some sort of ooze monster? What do you guys think this room could be? We just escaped the kennel. Oh, that's true, Christian. Don't forget, the scroll we have allows you to pick what's in the room. Ooh, that is very true. I'm getting so caught up and excited with the descriptions that I forget to check our gear. Do we have... What sort of room could help us level up? A pit trap. We need, like, our soothsayer to get some points to help us level up. Or... Yeah, because we don't have any gold to spend, so that doesn't really help us. Something's in here eating leftover bones that send down... I came down to the alchemy room. That's cool. Sage tea. It's like, I mean, at that point, it's just a gelatinous cube. Hey, why not? We're playing Morkborg. Fun to make a little D&D reference here. We run into the room, and there is the gelatinous cube. These are like the little bubbles in it, and there's a little bone. Okay, so we have a decision to make. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to be a dungeon master. We know, using our scroll, that on the other side of this room, at the far end of the hall, is a triangular room where you can commune with demons. It is a meditative room where you can astrally project or hellishly project your soul, commune with demons, and try and solve their riddles. If you solve the riddle, you get your mana. We get our points to level up. But if we fail, then they take a portion of our soul. We have an option. We can try and flee. Obviously, we're not going to go back into this room, so we can try and clamber up the drain, or we can push through and try and get into this riddle room, which has, let's do our demonic glyphs and things that are all on the floor. Whoops. That looks like a weird rune, right? I'm going to say we got to try and get past the cube, right? We need to level up. We need to get some abilities. But because we're running straight through a cube, we're not going to take just a D4 damage. We're going to take a D6, because that's how much damage this monster would have dealt, right? Thankfully, only a 2. We roll a 2 and ignore it. Okay, another executive decision, because I'm the dungeon master and you guys can't say no. Our armor is depleted. This thing has taken so much damage in this tower. We force ourselves through, muscling through this gelatinous cube. It begins to melt at our flesh, and the breastplate gets like, maybe does it get snagged? Does it destroy it? No, it just dissolves this breastplate. But that is what took most of the damage as we fall through into the next room, having taken no damage, but now do not have our armor. Okay. Now we have to attempt to solve these demon riddles. So we sit down in the center of this hellish glyph, go into our meditative state. What's something cool? What's the flavor of when we meditate? What happens? What would be cool? It's like your body begins to like transmutate, or demons start like trying to crawl up out of your throat, or maybe you just sit in this room, you close your eyes after burning some incense, and you can hear demons whispering in your ear. You can feel them, like these huge demons just crawling, slithering, stomping around you, whispering their riddles into your ears. And if you open your eyes, they can try and possess you. That could be an idea. Matthew says we encounter a Sith Master. What? Something about the way I'm describing this. Is this a Star Wars reference I'm making? But I'm liking this direction so far that we know in this room, if we were to open our eyes, it would just be demons. Like that scene in Adventure Time when it's like, in the beginning there was nothing, and before there was nothing there were monsters, or whatever. Like, they're just like the squirming, slithering mass of demons. That's what kind of fills the room with this smoke. But we need to attempt to answer their riddles and gain some power. Okay, we roll a dice. On an odd result, we solve it. On an even, we take damage. Okay. Let's roll a d6. We're looking for an odd. Before I roll it, though, Noble Knight had an idea. Maybe in the middle of the room is a giant pool they have to go into, and once you go into the pool, you can see the demons as reflections in the water. Oh, that's a cool idea. Maybe, maybe the glyph podium we're sitting on is in the center of a flooded room full of demons' blood, and they sort of come up out of the blood. That's a cool way to combine the ideas. Okay, let's see how we do. Oof. We did not answer. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at the pit trap. Riddle soothsayer. Odd result, you solve it. Even, you take damage. Okay, we take D4 damage from these demons as we unconfidently try and answer their riddle, and one of them pulls 3 points of damage out of our body as they try and possess our soul. We're down to 9 HP. I say we just keep trying to answer this riddle, right? We came all this way to claim the tower. We know that there's a gelatinous cube and a Cerberus waiting for us on the other side. We need to get these mana points. Okay, let's try this again. We get it wrong again. Take another d4 points of damage. Whatever riddle this thing is throwing at us, we do not know the answer. Maybe it's like taunting us. All of these demons, we can hear them. We almost want to open our eyes and yell at them in our frustration, but we keep our eyes closed even as they are pulling our soul out of our body. Our eyes are closed so we can't see it, but I think maybe it's the flavor description. Like, the demons came up out of this pool of blood. Maybe our own blood is starting to like be pulled through our skin, and these little rivers of blood are being siphoned off into the demons. Okay. We're not going to die if we go one more time. I think we got to go for it, right? What's the riddle? I'm obviously, riddles are like one of the hardest things to just come up with in a D&D campaign. Maybe it's a riddle. Ooh, here's for flavor. What if these demons are asking us the question, in our one of our last exams, one of our last tests we performed for our master, we failed. We got it wrong, and we were sent to the chokey. And now here we are, believing we were going to come here and never have to answer that question again, never have to worry about it. It was a mystery of the cosmos. We would just leave a mystery, and now these demons are asking us that exact question again, knowing it would get under our skin. That's my idea. But Noble Knight said maybe the riddle they're asking has something to do with empathy that we don't know because we've sacrificed everything for power. Oh, that's a cool idea. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can answer this. Oh, okay. We got it right. We rolled our odd number. What? Okay. What? Yeah, I'm trying to think of a riddle off the top of my head. I don't think there's any way I possibly could. But the answer to this question has something to do with empathy. That has something to do with like what we had to give something up to come. I'm not sure. I'm not going to bore you with me staring off into space trying to think of a riddle. But in this moment of panic, thinking these demons are about to take our soul, they ask the question once more, and a little smirk pulls up across our lips as we realize, it's something our master would have never thought we would. Something our master believed they like burned out of us. They didn't think we possessed this anymore, but we do. There is the tiniest bit of empathy still left within us, and we give the answer, and the demons, all fall back down into the pool, unsuccessful in their hopes of claiming our soul. And we gain 3 points. Boom. Okay. Well, now we got 3 points. We only need 3 more to level up. Unfortunately, we used our scroll to know what's in this room. And we also don't have our healing potion. We've got our dagger, our wizard staff that is soaked in demon blood, 6 HP, and a dream. That's all we got. Oh, Matthias, what'd you say here? It wasn't a question, but a test that you had empathy for a girl once and was chastised by your master and left in the chokey, never to be good again. Yeah. Good callback. A memory of some sort. So we had to... Ooh, what if in this memory we were given the we were kind of sent back in time where we had to make a choice. It's like we could either send this person to the chokey and like have them take the blame for what we did, or we could own up to the thing we did wrong, or something like that. And we kept choosing like, no, I'm not going back there. I won't go back there. And so we're reliving this suffering in our head, and that's what's dealing the damage. But then finally we decide we have to own up to the thing we did, and we I guess that's not really empathy, but that's fine. Sort of a different direction. But we do take responsibility for this accident we caused that caused this girl to go through days of suffering in the chokey, and now we take our turn in there, and that's the answer to the riddle. Okay, so we have only got 6 HP left. Wait, where's our... We've got 6 HP. If we go up into this room, we could try and go back down into the crypts, or we could go up and see what's on the other side of the dueling room. Either way, we're going to take D6 damage from going through this gelatinous cube as we kind of have to. We're not able to necessarily retreat. We're just trying to run right through it. So let's see how much damage we take first. Ooh, 4. Oh my, okay. This is not going good for us suddenly. We're going to take 4 points of damage, but we're going to get back up into the alchemy room. I think it's worth it. What do we think, guys? Do we want to go down into the crypts, or do we want to go up and see what's past the dueling room? I'm going to leave it to a vote here. We haven't had a vote in a little bit. We should enter the crypts. Maybe we can find some armor down there. Or climb higher. What do you think we should do here? Enter the crypts or keep going up. We'll let that poll run for 1 minute. Oh, that's a cool idea, Noble. The points that we're getting aren't just like this nebulous point thing. It's actually souls that we're collecting. That's a really cool idea. We've collected 12 of these lost souls that are stored throughout this tower. And it's not, some of them might just be like glowing soul orbs, but others could be souls trapped in items, like cursed relics and things. We're just kind of gathering them up. And once we have enough to reach that 15-point limit, we can barter them off to a demon to go up in power. That'd be cool. Okay, what did everybody decide? 3 votes so far. 12 people viewing, 3 votes. You guys need to go in the chokey. Are you kidding me? Okay, pull over. We're entering the crypts. Okay, we take the long way, passing back through the merchant. Are we able to buy something there still? Or do they disappear? We only have 2 silver. I don't think there's anything we could buy for 2 silver. 4, 7, 6, 5, 12, 15, 25. Yep, nope. Okay, we travel back down, enter into the forbidden text room where the lava has receded, or maybe it looks like nothing's even happened here, but we unlock the crypt doors and step down into the crypts. Let's roll to see what we find. 7 gives us a square room. Honestly, I don't know why I keep rolling the room design. It literally has no impact on the design of the room. But with 2 doors. Okay. The crypts will certainly descend deeper. Ah, that's not what I meant. Come on, let me select a door. There we go. Copy, paste. Turn. Okay. We have 2 different stairwells that descend deeper into the crypts. So I would love to see some ideas in chat. What do we expect to find deeper down in the crypt, and what is in this room? Let's roll our d6. Please don't be a monster. A peddler from beyond the void offers trinkets. Oh, damn it. But we don't have any silver. We can't buy anything. We could sell our dagger but we sell our dagger for 6 and get nothing, right? So it's not even worth it. We'll hold on to it. Okay, dagger in one hand, our wizard's staff in the other. We be gone, foul. Maybe we Oh, actually, here's just a fun idea. Maybe as we step into the crypts, a pathetic, scummy looter comes kind of running up out of the crypt with a small handful of things that they'd stolen. We know, just from looking at them, there's no way that they got everything. There's plenty more for us to find down there. And we let them go with their life, choosing to show some empathy. Fortunately, nothing gained, but nothing lost. Grandfather asked, "Oh, Grandfather Doom, hey, welcome. Everybody say hi to Grandfather Doom. Can the peddler share information of what's beyond?" Possibly. Maybe we could, yeah. Oh, how about this? I'm going to stretch our rules a little. Well, is that lame? I was going to say we could stretch the rules. We give our last 2 silver to them. We spare their life. All we ask is information of what is deeper down into the crypt. and then maybe we could get another riddling soothsayer room where we could try and get 3 more hit points. Or sorry, not hit points, but 10 points for the level. Oh my gosh, I'm reading and speaking quicker than I'm reading. We can go into a room where we can try and answer a riddle and get 3 more points to get to our first level up. I think it's worth it, considering we only have 2 hit points left, right? So, we toss them the 2 silver. They,
Thank you. Yes, if you go down the west door, you'll arrive in a room where the spirits of the wizards who have come before will test thee.
So we give them a nod. We descend down into the next room. Let's see how many doors there are. Maybe the crypts go even deeper. Oh, yes. It certainly does. The crypt... oh, whoops. Ah. There we go. Going off the page here. Okay. Good lord. This drives me crazy. Okay. 1 door at the bottom. And then we can do maybe a door that connects these 2 right here. Ooh, this... I know this is just like the page design, this big black shadow here, but it has me thinking that as we descend down this section of the crypts, we encounter the souls of other wizards who had been stored here. And if we wish to pass beyond this point, if we pass beyond here, new knowledge will be revealed to us, secrets that were buried with these wizards. But in order to pass through here, what's the challenge? What's the flavor of what we have to do here? Hey, Christian, gotta go catch a flight. Good luck, everyone. Many blessings. Hey, safe travels on your flight, man. It's been a crazy year to be flying. You know, lots of bad news all about that stuff. So be safe. Have a good trip wherever you're going. I appreciate all the super chats you dropped us today. It means a lot. Hopefully you're able to catch us when we do this again tomorrow because of all of those. But yeah, what is the challenge? What is this thing that we have to pass through? Maybe like the wizard souls want to try and possess our body. So as we descend deeper, wizards appear and like try and puzzle us with a riddle, or they begin reciting some sort of arcane script, and if we can recite it with them and without messing up, then they will let us pass and they won't try to take our soul. That's my idea. Anybody got another one? If you drop it in the chat, maybe we'll run with it. If not, we'll keep going forward. Matthias says, "No, the peddler is chained. He won't go anywhere." No, we're gonna give him our word. We paid him the 2 silver. They gave us useful information. Okay, I'm not seeing other ideas, so I think I'm gonna roll with that one. That these wizards are gonna try and possess our body by stumping us with their own arcane secrets. But we've learned plenty of secrets in our time. Okay, let's see how this goes. It could come down to this one roll. We need an odd result. On an odd number, we get it right. Roll a die. Odd result. You solve the riddle and may choose to receive either 10 silver or 3 points. Okay. Looking for odd. Yes! Yes! We got it. We step down into the blackness where a wizard appears before us. They pose their question. We answer correctly. And we pass beyond into the crypts, having been enlightened by their knowledge. We gain 3 points, which gets us to 15 points. We leveled up. Hell yeah. If you level up... Okay, this is exciting. This is very exciting. You level up. If you do one of the following. Explore 12 rooms and survive. And learn... Oh, shoot. We have to explore at least 12 rooms. I think we've probably done that, right? Rooms where the monsters are still in don't count, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, perfect. This was room 13 technically, but we did it. We did it. We got our 15 points. We explored 12 rooms, and we are still alive. When you level, roll a d6. Scratch that result off the list. Start over in a new catacomb, or keep exploring the current one. Reroll, repeat results. Okay. Let's see what we have. We'll roll our d6 as part of our level up. 4. A not very occult herdmaster salutes your endeavors and gives you 5 potions. Oh, we needed that. We needed that big time. Hell yeah. We'll take that. 5 potions. Each one restores D6 HP. Let's roll a few of those right now, yeah? So we have 5. Whoa. Hold on. I'll just take it from over here. Boom. Okay. Let's take 1. See how much HP we get back. 2. Okay, we'll definitely take another one. So we've taken... Oh, hold on. Just so I don't lose track. 4 HP. 4 potions left. Let's drop another. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 1 HP. That fucking herb master screwed us over. They gave us shoddy potions. 4. Okay, that's better. Puts us at 9. I think we'll save the others because maybe we can sell them to buy something better. So let's hold off. Mark Clark says, I think you get a long rest in between levels of the dungeon. You think? I don't know. We got plenty of HP back. I'm feeling good about continuing to explore. What are we at time-wise here? Oh, 2 hours on the dot. Okay. This actually feels like a perfect place to stop, though. We just leveled up. We can keep going down deeper into the crypts to try and find more treasures to help us go up and kill these other monsters. And we still need to reach the very top of this tower if we're going to truly claim it for ourselves. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. This was awesome. Not only because you all were super generous with the super chats, that of course makes this all extra worth it, but this was a ton of fun. The Dark Fort rules were not as, they were a little confusing at times. I still feel like the armor is weird. I don't know when you lose certain items. I guess I probably wasn't supposed to get rid of the armor, but it's just weird that it's like, you get armor once, and then it's on these other tables where it just becomes useless. It's like, well, I guess you could sell it to make some gold. So maybe it makes sense. I don't know. Either way, we now leave Nezara down in the crypts of this infernal wizard's tower, enlightened with new secrets, ready to plunder and return to slay some monsters. Yeah, I've got nothing else, guys. That was awesome. I think I'm going to bounce. Don't forget, the Wretched Tropics zine is going to be releasing at the end of the month on Patreon. You can go follow the Patreon for free and read all of my blog posts that I put up there. I try and do one almost every weekday. But you also, for $3, you get access to everything I've ever posted on the Patreon. So you can download previous zines, you can get the upcoming one, and I've got spots in my Sunday campaigns that I'm still looking to fill. So if you guys want to play some D&D with me, do some one-shots, try a bunch of different level 3 characters, go check out my Sunday one-shots. That's all I've got. Love you guys. We say these things in your unholy names. Amen. I'll see you here tomorrow to continue the